the Hulk versus the Wolverine. Who wins between these two powerful characters if they were to face off in a full-scale battle? Well, that's the battle I have for y'all today. Like, share, and subscribe, as well as comment down below on any thoughts you'll have about this video. Now, obviously, I will be using the comic book versions of these two characters a few times, just to properly give us an understanding of who wins and stuff. But for the most part, I am focusing on the MCU versions of these two characters. Now, let's get right into the battle. And first of all, I'll be honest, strength is on the Hulk's side. Like, not much of a competition, right? It's not much of a competition. The Hulk is far physically stronger than the Wolverine. Like, the Wolverine is at like superhuman levels of strength, which is obviously quite impressive, but in comparison to the Hulk, who can flip over Thanos in one punch of Leviathan, it's not much of a comparison between the two. Okay, the Hulk is definitely stronger. I think they're more or less relative in terms of speed. I think the Hulk has greater movement speed, but the Wolverine has better agility, and his smaller size will also help him out quite drastically in this battle. But then you have to start talking about their durability and their regenerative factors. And I'll be completely honest, I don't think their durability is primarily necessary, because both these two characters can hurt each other quite drastically in this battle, and it doesn't really matter of their true levels of durability, because the Wolverine's adamantium claws can pierce through the Hulk's skin, which means his durability is kind of pointless at that point. And the Hulk is physically strong enough to actually destroy, break, or hurt Wolverine's adamantium, especially since we know he could do the same thing to vibranium, since we've seen Thanos just be able to casually destroy vibranium, and the Hulk and Thanos are relative in terms of strength, and we know the Hulk is one of the physically strongest characters in the MCU, and we'll kind of see him be able to actually destroy vibranium in the next Captain America movie. But more importantly, in the comics, it has been shown that he can actually destroy adamantium. So the Hulk can destroy adamantium, and Wolverine can pierce through the Hulk's skin. So their durability is not primarily necessary. What is important, though, is the healing and regenerative factors, which in the comics has been shown to be absolutely insane, with them nearly healing from more or less anything, like literally almost anything. So it's very hard to say who has a greater regenerative factor in the comics, but this is where it becomes really tricky, because in the MCU, we haven't really seen much of the Hulk's regenerative and healing factors. We have seen the Wolverine's healing factors, since he's now officially in the MCU. We've seen him have quite a good healing factors, and also quite good endurance, because he had blades inside of him and just didn't care. But he has a really good healing factor. We saw that in Deadpool and Wolverine. And the Hulk has not been exactly shown to have that great healing factor, but there have been moments where we've seen a decent amount of healing factor from the Hulk. Like, in general, the Hulk tanking attacks from like Thor, the Hulkbuster, and Thanos, and kind of just moving on from them. Like, he took a beat down from Thanos, and then when he turned back to Bruce Banner, was perfectly fine. He takes quite a lot of attacks from Thor and the Hulkbuster, kind of just gets angry, heals up, gets right back into the fight. But there was a specific moment in Thor Ragnarok where we saw the Hulk bleed by the hands or the bite of Fenris, and then a few moments later he was perfectly fine and unaffected by it, which does kind of imply that it has a good regenerative and healing factor, and the fact that it was literally stated by Bruce Banner himself that he shot himself, and then the Hulk kind of just spat out the bullet. So yeah, the Hulk does have a healing factor, a good healing factor that's kind of been implied even in the MCU. Just we haven't seen it as frequently as Wolverine's healing factor, but he still does have that great healing factor. And then obviously you have the Hulk having like the thunderclap, which would probably give him a massive advantage in the battle, because it does give him openings, and if he's able to actually do this, it'd probably just blow Wolverine away. But again, you also have Wolverine having his adamantium claws, which can casually cut through the skin of the Hulk. Now, who does win this battle? Well, I'll be honest, I don't think it's much of a stretch, and I do think for the most part the Hulk does win the battle. You see, you could ultimately say that the Wolverine can always just heal up from any attack the Hulk directs at him and get right back into the fight, and for the most part that is true. But if the Hulk actually lands an attack against Wolverine, which he will probably be able to do, since the Wolverine is a close-range fighter, and though his adamantium claws will be a massive problem for the Hulk and will drastically hurt the Hulk, but if the Hulk is able to just get one solid hit or grab a hold of Wolverine, then it's automatically GG's, because he could, for instance, rip Wolverine apart or hit him hard enough to like knock him out and stuff like that, and he could just start pounding on Wolverine. See, the one hit from the Hulk can turn the tide of the battle. We saw this many times in the MCU, like when he was fighting against Thor, and the one hit can turn the tide of the battle, and Thor is actually stronger and faster and more powerful than the Wolverine, so it's going to be way more detrimental to the Wolverine if he gets hit with those attacks from the Hulk, and he'd probably actually get hit by those attacks. If he's caught by the Hulk or gets hit by the Hulk, he's automatically a win for the Hulk in that specific moment, because the Hulk can literally kind of rip Wolverine apart, like literally rip him apart or knock him out. And yes, the Wolverine might be able to heal after a period of time, but at that specific moment, the Hulk has actually won the battle. I don't think Wolverine can like cut off the Hulk's head or cut off a limb of the Hulk, primarily because of the Hulk's durability and his larger stature, and Wolverine's claws not necessarily being that long in the actual MCU. But still, those attacks will be quite powerful and dangerous to the Hulk. I just don't think they'll be able to rip off a limb of the Hulk. And given that even in the MCU, if the Hulk still has good endurance and a healing factor, if the Wolverine is in close quarters to the Hulk and, for instance, stabs the Hulk and the Hulk uses that moment to actually get a hold of Wolverine, then it's an immediate win for the Hulk. I genuinely do think that one moment where the Hulk catches or hurts Wolverine, it's going to be the changing of the battle and the immediate victory to the Hulk. Again, Wolverine is going to be a problem and might be able to heal after a period of time, but at that moment, the Hulk has won the battle. Now, I'm sure many people are going to have a lot of comments and thoughts about this. It's completely understandable if you'll do. I'd love to see them regardless of them being positive or negative. This is MC Info with another MC Clash. I'm out.